Okay, I have my tearaway stabilizer. You use tearaway or water soluble or Valine. I have my batting pre-cut and my 2 pieces of fabric pre-cut. And if you want a tab, if you don't have like a bar to hang your towel on, there's optional to put a tab on it, a hanger on it, okay? So we're going to stitch our placement stitch for our batting. Okay, you can see it did the placement stitch. Now you're just going to cover that with your batting, okay? And then it's going to tack it down. Okay, you can see it did the placement. Now I'm going to trim my batting out of the way. So I don't like it in my seams at all, so I try to trim it really close. Okay, I'm going to do that all the way around. Okay, you can see I trimmed it around and inside here. Now we're going to cover it with our fabric, okay, with one of our fabrics. Okay, we're just going to cover this, and then it's going to tack it down. Now, if you have directional fabric, you want the top of your fabric away from the ruffle, okay? Because what's going to happen when this is all done, it's going to fold down, and so this right here would be your top. So you want the top actually at the bottom. I said, so okay, we're going to cover this, and then we're just going to tack it down, okay? Okay, you can see it tacked on my fabric. Now I am going to trim it. By rights, you could wait to trim it till after the stipple, but I like to do it now. The last one I did, I forgot to trim in there. So. And when you trim in here, you don't want to go all the way through your paper, so I just kind of take my scissors, excuse me, make a couple little cuts. And I just follow along the stitch. Okay, there it is. It's all trimmed. I'm going to put it back in here, and it's going to do the stipple, okay? After the stipple, it should have said remove hoop, cover back with fabric face out, and tape in place. Return to the machine and do the tack down. Now turn the hoop over and trim around the outside edges and inside the rectangle. Then return to the machine and it will do the satin trim. Okay, it's did all the satin trim and the buttonholes. Now I'm going to do a placement stitch for a tab if you want to hang it on a doorknob or a knob on your cupboards, your drawers, or something like that. It was a 1-inch piece of fabric. I ironed in half and then folded in both halves again to make it a 1/4 inch. It is 4 inches long. Okay, it's going to do a placement stitch. Okay, it's did the placement stitch right there. And what we're going to do is we're going to put our right over this placement stitch, okay, like that, and we're going to tape it down. And you want to make sure your raw edges, if you left raw edges on it, are towards this. This will be the back, because what's going to happen is we're going to fold it in half. This is going to be the front, and then your hanger will be there, okay? All right, so I'm gonna tape this in place and then we're gonna tack it down. Okay, I taped it in place. Just my raw edges are here. I'm just below my placement stitch. It's gonna tack it down, and then if you want to trim off the bottom of this, you can. Okay. Okay, there we go. Now we can remove our tape. See, it's tacked it down. I can cut that off if I want to. Okay, I'm just gonna pull this out from our hoop. Okay. When I fold mine, I like my ruffles to be right at there, right at the edge of these ruffles, just so you can see the background. Okay, and then trim any little bits you see you got sticking out there, like that and like that. Oops, these are not the right scissors. These are not the droid I'm looking for. So anyway, a lot of people, you can use buttons like I did on this one. I used buttons, and you just fold it over and you put your buttons through. Okay, but personally, I like snaps, and I like to place them in the buttonholes so they look like buttons, but they're not. They're just snaps. So there you go. You just either slice these, add buttons behind here, or hole punch them and add snaps. So this one can either hang on your doorknob or your knob, or it can go over your oven or dishwasher. Okay? Thank you.